بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي وسلم على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome back everyone to our Kids Hour continuation of our online maktab sessions. Today is Thursday. It's the day before Friday, and we're continuing with our sessions. Um, right now we're coming close to the middle of the month of Ramadan. So as a result of that, we should attempt to take stock and take a reflection of how the first half of the month of Ramadan has gone, and make intention and plans such that the month of Ramadan that is left, that we will utilize in the best way possible, inshallah. First of all, we continue with our Qaida practice, and as I mentioned yesterday, that there's a group as part of the actual Nur-e-Islam Facebook page. It's a group for sharing resources. You will find these lessons with regards to the joint forms of letters on that group. So if you'd like to access that, then please do join that group, and then access it there. There's also a place there where you can provide feedback of these sessions itself as you wish, inshallah. Yesterday we would have looked at starting some of the four-letter words, and we mentioned the fact that as words get longer now, there's always going to be a beginning form of a letter and an ending form of a letter. What's going to change is the number of middle forms that are in the word itself when a word becomes longer. That being said, all of this is a matter of practicing the actual letters themselves and their different in forms. So let's continue, inshallah, with the place that we reached yesterday, which is the third line. Right, so after me. Ya, Nun, Fa, Kha. Dod, Nun, Ya, Nun. Dod, Qain, Tha, Alif. Ta, Sod, Nun, Ain. Sin, Ba, Qaf, Alif. Ta, Sod, Ba, Kaf. Kha, Shin, Ya. Shin, Hamza, Ta, Mim. Last line. Ya, Ba, Kha, Shin. Tha, Qaf, Lam, ta. Mim, Noon, Ain, Kaf, Ya, Od, Ya, Qaf. Okay, so that's 4 letter words done. Remember that at this stage we're just practicing um, and reading out the actual words that we're seeing on the screen. The mastery of this lesson has to do with individual practice and becoming proficient in these lessons. Right? Let's move on. And all that we're doing now is adding another letter in its middle form. Right? There's going to be a letter beginning with a beginning form, a letter in the ending with the ending form, and the middle forms. All right, are just going to have one more letter. Right? Good. So we have lam, ya, ain, lam, mim. Right, we'll do it one more time. Lam, ya, ain, lam, mim. Right, next one. What I will do from now on is I will say each individual letter and then pause so students at home can recite the whole word together with me because these are a little bit longer and they're a little bit more difficult to recite all in one go. Right? So we recite one letter, then you recite that letter after me, and we'll keep going until we finish the word, inshallah. So let's go. Ta, Sod, Noon, Aleph. Next one. Mim, Qain, Ta, Sin, Lam. Next one. Lam, Ya, Mim, Ha, Sod. Okay. Next one. Ya, Sin, Ta, Ha, Ya. Next. To, Lam, Qaf, Ta, Mim. Next one. Ba, Ha, Fa, Ya, Vo. And lastly, Vo, Ain, Noon, Kaf, Mim. Okay. What are the 6 letter words? Again, we'll do the same method. This is a little bit difficult to follow. If I said ba, lam, ha, ya, ta, ya, that's a little hard to say after. So let's go together, at least for the purpose of the rest of this exercise today, inshallah. So reciting after me. Ba, lam, ha, ya, ta, ya. Okay, next one. Ba, ain, sa, noon, ha. Good. Next one. Fa, noon, jim, ya, noon, kaf. Ya, lam, ya, ta, noon, ya. Then lam, noon, noon, sin, fa, noon, ha. Okay, so very good. These are just about the longest letters we're going to find in the actual Quran. So our ability to recognize these words means that the majority of the words in the Quran are going to be fine because the majority of the words in the Quran are not as long as these, right? Let's go straight to number 8. So eight letters in a word, right? It's a little bit tricky because it's a little bit long. All that we do is take our time and go one letter after the other, right? Look at each letter, make sure we know that the letter is what it is. Make sure we recognize it correctly. All right. So let's give it an attempt. Fa, ta, sin, ta, jim, ya, ba, wow, noon. Okay, next one. Wow, ya, sin, ta, ba, hamza, wow, noon, kaf. Next one. Mim, sin, ta, od, ain, fa, wow, noon. Next. Fa, sin, ya, noon, coin, dod, wow, noon. And last one. Ya, Sin, Ta, O, Ya, Ain, Wow, Noon. Okay, good. So, inshallah, you will there and complete actually this lesson on joint forms at this point. Um, as I mentioned before, this lesson is given on that group that is linked in the comments. So you can access this and you can feel free for practice on your own time. Inshallah, our next class, which will be Monday, we will move on to the short vowels, right? And start introducing vowel sounds. Then the plan after that is to move on to the joint sounds, which are the sukun. And then we'll continue with the as normally, inshallah. Our Quran reading session. Yesterday, we had completed the first 6 verses of Surah Al-Adiyah up to this. Okay, so today to begin, we'll just recite those verses. Actually, we will continue today, and then at the end, we'll recite the entire surah all at once. Okay. And whenever we start reciting, we always begin with the ta'awudh, a'udhu billahi minash shaitan, and the tasmiyah, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So let's continue. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإنه على ذلك وإنه على ذلك لشهيد لشهيد. Again. وإنه على ذلك لشهيد. One more time. وإنه على ذلك لشهيد. So in this verse, we need to point out the fact that we have a long vowel here. وإنه وإنه then على ذلك لشهيد. Remember the echoing sound that's going to be on the end. So we need to ensure that we recite that echo to its normal pronunciation. Shaheed. Let's move on. وَإِنَّهُ لِحُبِّ وإنه لحب الخير لشديد. خير لشديد. Again. وإنه لحب الخير لشديد. All together. وإنه لحب الخير لشديد. This verse, what's important to point out is, again, another long vowel here. Then we have a ha that we need to ensure that we recite correctly. وَإِنَّهُ لِحُبِّ, right? وَإِنَّهُ لِحُبِّ الْخَيْرِ لَشَدِيدٌ. Let's move on. أَفَلَا يَعْلَمُ أَفَلَا يَعْلَمُ إِذَا بُعْثِرَ إِذَا بُعْثِرَ ما في القبور ما في القبور. Continuing again. أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر ما في القبور. Let's join this up together. أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر ما في القبور. Good. Continuing. وحصل ما في الصدور وحصل ما في الصدور. Join together. وحصل ما في الصدور. وحصل ما في الصدور. Here we have a ha in this verse and then two swords. So just important for us to get our pronunciation correct. وحصل ما في الصدور. Sudur, right? A round sound. Last verse. إن ربهم بهم إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير. يومئذ لخبير. إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير. All at once, last first. إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير. Let's finish today's session with the recitation of the entire surah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود وإنه على ذلك لشهيد. وإنه لحب الخير لشديد. أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر ما في القبور وحصل ما في الصدور إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير. So that'll bring us to an end for Quran reading session. The next day, which inshallah will be Monday, we will look at the next surah, which is Surah Al-Zilzal. إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها. Okay. let's move on to Islamic studies now. So yesterday, we talked a bit about the Quran itself. Um, we discussed the Quran's link to the month of Ramadan and the importance of our becoming connected to the Quran, becoming students of the Quran, and the way that the Quran was revealed. In addition to the fact that we mentioned that the Quran was um, it was reviewed in the month of Ramadan. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would recite the Quran to Angel Jibreel alayhi salam. And before the first thing that we want to continue with today is talking about how do we practically move forward to become students of the Quran, to become good students. And the way forward is very simple. The way forward is forward. For us to become better students of the Quran, we have to move forward in learning the Quran in a very steady way. Steady means that every single day we have a certain amount that we do. It doesn't mean that we do a huge amount today and tomorrow, because we did a huge amount today, we are too tired to do anything tomorrow. The day after that, because we missed a day, we might as well miss the next day, and then we stop after 3 days. Rather, being steady requires that we use small amounts and small portions. And when someone does something steadily, then is worthwhile. If we just do a simple math, if someone recites, you know, 20 verses of Quran, 20 verses of Quran in one day, right? Now, that same person might stop reading the Quran because they got busy or because 20 lines of Quran take so long. But someone who recites one verse of Quran for 20, right? After the 20 days, this person is going to become a very consistent reciter of the Quran. Even if they're only reading one line, that is fine. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala requires from us and requests from us, we do actions which are steady. Even if they're small, as long as they're consistent, those are the actions that Allah loves the most. So just like that, in our attitudes towards learning the Quran, we should be steady. So if we're in the Qaeda, we should be learning every single day. We should have a teacher that we go to, whether it be on Zoom or on the through the internet or in person. The consideration of the measures that we have right now, we should be learning very consistently. And if we are already in the Quran and we have finished the Qaeda, that we should be learning the Quran at a very consistent rate. Every day we are reading a set amount. And the general advice that I give students when they're reading the Quran is that you take the amount you know you can read. Say, for example, I know I can read 20 lines of Quran, right? Every single day. I tell them, take that amount, half it, right? So you get 10. Because if you know for sure that you can read 20 verses of Quran, if you take half of that, without a doubt, you're not going to find an excuse to miss doing half as much as you can actually do, right? So this is a general guideline for us that we should work towards becoming reciters of Quran. And in reality, someone who is practicing every single day, a student like that is not going to take more than, months to learn how to recite the Quran, right? An adult takes about a month or two. A child will take about 4 to 6 months. After that, they are reciters of Quran. And from that point in time, all that they are meant to do is to establish a routine in actually reciting the Quran. And just like that, unfortunately, we think the Quran is, we put it so high that we think that, like some of the other religions, that this is a secret text that nobody can access it. It's the complete opposite of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants for the Quran. Someone who wants to become a Hafiz of Quran, if that person learns one verse, I said this yesterday at the very end, if that person learns one verse every single day, then in a number of years, that person will become a Hafiz of Quran, even if it's just one verse. Because the Quran is not infinite. The Quran has a fixed number of pages, a fixed number of verses. Generally speaking, there are children, and I mentioned this, right, after, at at the time that they're writing CXC, they are Hafiz of Quran and they're also going to write their exams. They've gotten the best of both worlds. And how did they do that? They sacrificed the time to become consistent reciters of the Quran. So they would take the time to recite the Quran and to learn the Quran, and then they would take the time to do whatever schoolwork they had to do. And Allah would bless them with the time that they needed to rest and have enjoyment. you know all of these three aspects come together, right? The fact that we have the responsibilities to the Quran, the fact that we have our responsibilities to our schoolwork, and then the fact that we have responsibilities to ourselves to take care of ourselves, right? This is the intersection of all of that, right? When we are able to give everything is just due, and it's very, very, very much possible. All that we have to do is get started. And when we get started, we work and move forward in a very consistent way. And this is where we depend on parents. We don't depend on parents generally to teach students or to pick up students. That's the job of teachers. The job of parents with regards to a child's upbringing and with regards to children move forward is to help them to become consistent. It's to help them that, when they're feeling a little bit tired or feeling a little bit lazy, you urge them on that, let's do your lesson today and then you can rest, so that every single day that routine builds within a child. The students that are successful throughout life are the students not who are completely bright. The students who are successful are those students who are able to become disciplined. That when it's time for them to learn, they learn. When it's time for them to relax, they can relax. Right? They become all-rounded individuals. So, with regards to the Quran, with regards to becoming students of the Quran and learning the Quran, I implore all who are listening, those children at home and those parents who are listening, that you follow in a very stable, steady way, even if it's small. You start off small and you continue like that. You know, if you are able to learn one line of Quran, then you learn one line of Quran every day, every day, every day. And after a certain period of time, maybe it might be 30 days, maybe it might be 60 days. Um, So you start off learning one line of Quran every day, one line, only one line. Takes you about 5 to 10 minutes to learn one line of Quran every day. After about 30 days, you'll find that you are so accustomed and so used to doing one line a day. You are now able to do 2 lines a day. Allah has given you that ability. And you do 2 lines a day, every day, every day, every day, non-stop. You're building slowly over time. You're starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping until you just you're building slowly over time, slowly over time you're building, right? And that you move on from 2 lines a day to 3 lines a day, which is about half a page, and you keep going like that until you are so accustomed to doing 3 lines a day that that's all you're doing, right? You're not missing any single day because you're moving slowly and steadily until you come a point in time where you're learning a whole page of Quran every single day. For a student who is studying, this takes about 45 minutes max. maximum, right? And as soon as it goes like that, if you start off slowly and steadily and you build over time, then in a matter of 3 to 5 years, students now have the Quran. They don't have any more Quran to learn. They've memorized all. All that they have to do now is to revise and to recite the Quran every day. But because they're in the habit already of learning the Quran, their habits will continue even after they have finished, and they will protect Quran throughout the rest of their lives. We think about aspects of learning the Quran as something which is very very difficult, as something which is hard to wrap your heads around. But just like anything in the world, anything in what Allah has created, Allah has made things simple. All that we have to do is to move forward steadily and move forward consistently, even if it's small, and we build over time. That's how anything happens. And so if we apply ourselves in the same way, without a doubt, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah, will grant us the ability to become reciters of the Quran and to become people who are steady in the Quran and who are consistent with it. So let's work on this. Let's make that intention that wherever we are going to start. We need to have a starting point, right? If we don't start, we are never going to reach the end. We are going to start wherever we are and whatever we can do. If all that we could manage is half a line, if all that we could manage is one line, we are starting. And we are starting where we are, and we are going to move forward slowly and steadily. Because we know our end goal is that we become people who are connected to the Quran, right? And that we need to move forward to get there, inshallah. All right. So before I end today's lesson, tomorrow is the day of Jum'ah, and we won't have class because we will have the Jum'ah live stream on at the same time. But before we finish, I would like to just share with you all um, the sunnahs of the day of Jum'ah. Now, some of these we aren't able to do right now because we can't go to the masjids. The masjids are closed because of the quarantine. Um, but we do need to take into account that even if we don't have to attend Jummah, these are still sunnahs on the day of Friday that we should adjust to and we should adopt. Right? These are that we should take a complete bath, before we get ready to go on to Jummah. Generally speaking, we should take a good bath, wear clean clothes, right? And as I mentioned before, we should clean our teeth with miswak, right? And make sure that our teeth are nice and clean. And we would apply perfume and oil before we go. And generally speaking, you would go to the masjid. There's a foot and to read early. And like I said, these will be adjusted because we aren't able to go right now. Um, and we should make lots of dua on the day of judgment, on the day of Jum'ah, right? There are narrations that mention that there's a time on that day, on the day of Jummah, the day of Friday, that if you make a dua, Allah will guarantee to accept that dua. So that's why we should make a lot of dua on the day of Jummah, so that perhaps we might find that time and Allah will accept our dua. That is a sunnah to recite Surah Al-Kahf, right? So Surah Al-Kahf is the 18th surah of the Quran. It's a little bit long. So if you aren't able to read the whole thing, you should at least read the first 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf. And one of the very last important things to do on this day of Jumu'ah is to send lots of salutations on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Right, and we mentioned this. Even if we're saying sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even if we're saying Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, right? Whatever salutations that we can do, we should do this on that day, inshallah. So I hope that those who are here and who are listening, that you will tune in tomorrow for what tomorrow Imam Faraz will be giving the live Jummah, and it's always a means of benefit. After that, inshallah, we will continue with the programs that we've been hosting on the Nur-e-Islam Facebook page. We've got the daily motivations with Imam Shiraz at Suhuru time. Then we have the Kids Hour, generally speaking, after this time between 12 and Dohar. And then Imam Shiraz will be back on again before us, after Asr, and before Maghrib with the character building from the Hadith. We'll have the Tarawih live stream, and then we will finish with the Islamic manners in the nighttime. And inshallah, our next class will not be tomorrow, it'll be after that, and we will continue with our sessions in all of the aspects, inshallah. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us reciters of the Quran, make us those who are connected to the Quran, and let us have that intention to do so. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He give us the ability to make full use of the rest of the month of Ramadan if we've not made good use of it yet. And if we have made good use, that He gives us the ability to continue to do so. He grants us His acceptance and helps us in this time, inshallah. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.